Hey guys, here. Today we're going to do a countdown of the top 10 catchers in MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty. We're going to go from bottom to top here. This continues with my series that did starters and relievers. Check those videos out. They should be right on the channel, along with the Bartolo Colon Home Run Champ Challenge. So check that one out too, because I had a blast putting together. I think you guys would like it. So, on to the catchers. All right. The biggest issue with catchers is, do you want defense or offense? There's a few that can blend them both really well, but oftentimes you're going to pick between one or the other. Do you care about giving up stolen bases or not? I think blocking across the game, it just ends up happening and it feels bad, man, and the ball goes past you. Blocking, I've seen it happen to the best blockers. I've seen it happen to the worst blockers at pretty consistent rates. So I don't know how much I believe in blocking at the moment. Maybe it makes a difference. Maybe it's just like personal bias, because it doesn't happen like every single pitch or every other pitch. It happens more like third strike drop. Damn, every single time. Anyways, so offense versus defense. What do you guys lean towards? I lean a little bit towards offense, but of course I do respect the defense a bit. I can see somebody wanting to go more defensive with their catcher, somebody that could throw out a bit more base runners. I've had some worse throwing guys throw out players, and guys have gotten it on and catches. Like a lot of time it comes down to the jump too, and if you can quick pitch them, if you can slide step them. Slide stepping helps dramatically cut down even the fastest runners just by slide stepping. But of course you give up a little bit on pitching department. So it's take and give, right? Or give and take, better said. So let's go number 10, and at the end we'll wrap up with the close calls. Number 10, I'm gonna go Gary Carter. You're like, whoa, that's kind of low. Gary Carter, and right now, like I'm basing this off a current meta choice. So Gary Carter is low because contact and vision matters a lot, and his vision's great. 98's great. Contact, he's an absolute liability against lefties. Can't hit them at all. His fielding is very good. Contact versus righties is okay, but he's not exactly great there. So overall, a very solid card, kind of a decent player. I don't think you'll be mad with Gary Carter. Of course, he's a little pricier than you like to see for his stats. Just doesn't feel like he's complete or anything. But top 10, not bad, because there's a lot of collection rewards. So he's not like number 2 overall, but in overall. So number 9, JT Realmuto. So I like this card a lot. He's got good throw power. His blocking 84 is along the lines of a lot of other catchers. Contact versus righty is high. You're going to face mostly righties as a righties, because when they bring in relievers versus JT, they will be righties. So he is fit well for that. Vision's a little bit lower than you like to see. So pretty decent. I've only played with him 4 at-bats. I think that was what was that? Probably not event, but maybe it was a BR, because event would have been longer. Speed, very good speed too, which can't be overrated. I know for a catcher, it's like, I don't know how much you play on the base pass if you can't hit, but he'll be able to leg out some close plays there for you in the field. So overall, I think the reason he's this high even is because of that arm strength, and it is pretty valuable to me. And I do prefer blocking over fielding. Obviously, 56 fielding is not good, but he's got the blocking stat, which hopefully works, even though I don't really see it that much, but he's got it in case it does. So I like Realmuto. I could see the argument of putting Carter over him, but JT's got better speed and arm strength, but Carter's got better vision, and that's about it. So that's why JT goes above him. Number 8 is a collection reward, which we'll go to right here on not the collection, sorry, it's a team affinity. The only team affinity catcher in the game is number 8 for me. Now this is totally like, if you're on All-Star, this guy's amazing. If you're on Hall of Fame, I could see a lot more struggles with him. Maybe more of a bench bat, something that you bring off the bench to kind of hit a homer. He's great on the bench because you can sub out your catcher if he gets on base, and pinch run for him with like a Ricky Henderson if you got that much, or a Gore, a Buxton, those type of players, Hamilton. And then you bring in Schwarber to either play catcher the next inning, or you bring him as a solid bench bat, a left-handed slugger off the bench to try and hit a home run and tie up the game if you can place your PCI correctly. So he's got pop from the left side. Gotta love that. The arm strength is really low, though. So basically, he is on an All-Star. He is an All-Star. On Hall of Fame and above, relegated to a bench bat. And even so, it's going to be hard to contact it up, and might be even worth going with somebody like Kendall as your bench bat. But we'll get to Kendall in a moment as a little teaser. So next up, number 7, back to the market, somebody that you can buy. And I recommend for anybody starting a team, this is a great card to have. If you have the stubs for him, 1,300 stubs, Oh no, sorry. Whoa, wrong one. Santiago should be your guy. 1400 stubs. 94 arm strength with 88 blocking. Pretty close blocking to the other guys. Contact versus lefty, contact versus righty. So he's better against lefties, obviously, and especially being a righty, you're better against lefty because the sliders come into you. It feels like it's easier to see sometimes. Balls coming into you feel like they've been hit better. Vision's low. Contact versus righty's low. Power is, of course, low. But overall, I think he's a great card to start with. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Used him briefly myself. But this is basically a stalwart behind the plate. I think you're going to like him there, throwing out runners with that arm strength. So that's why basically his defense is what gets him to number 7. And if you're a defensive slut, if you really like that kind of stuff behind the plate, maybe you even move him up further past the guys that I'm going to go through right now because they're more offensive focused. So number 6 on my list for best catchers, the Collection Live Series. Shoot, where can I go through it? Where's the best place? Maybe I could go through one of these. I gotta find him though. There it is. Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza collection. Oh, I could just go through my binder too since I own him. Mike Piazza. Very well balanced offensively. Got a little bit of pop there. Again, better on All-Star this card because you kind of want like the high end. That's why he's not like super high. His defensive stats are pretty average, pretty slow. So he's kind of like across the board, straight up. So well balanced, I guess, catcher. But I don't know if you're going to love him this year. Last year, he was great. This year, a little bit worse. So that's why he is only number 6 for me. Number 5, I got this guy in my binder too. And number 5 will be Jonathan Lucroy. A decent defensive catcher with 80s there on the arm strength, blocking 76, a little bit lower than some of the other guys. But good contact and vision against both sides of it. On the contact, of course, not much pop, but again, another more contact-focused, like Piazza type, right? Maybe slightly better defense, but not that much better. Couple points on each stat. But yeah, like I said, fits the meta a little bit better than Piazza. That's why I ranked him above Piazza. Otherwise, Lucroy is just there. Number 4 is the man you see right there, Jason Kendall. Now, this is even better for the meta. A little bit worse defensively than Lucroy, at least with arm strength. You won't throw out a ton of runners. If you slide step, you'll be able to throw them out a little bit easier. I've still seen him throwing a couple guys on a slide step. Of course, if you don't slide step, the base is basically theirs. So that's the downside of Kendall. If you are not proactive, if you're not keeping them on the base, if they're using somebody like Ricky out there or some of the faster guys, you're basically conceding that base from first to second with this guy as your catcher. So you really have to be more conscious as a pitcher to hold him to kind of make up for Kendall's weakness. But overall, I think 380 with him, pretty good. Contact versus right versus left in vision is it is what it is, right? It bloops down for you. It gets through the hole. You square up some balls, you have no chance of squaring up. And 76 speed means you don't have a liability out there either. You don't have like somebody with 1 speed trying to get around the base path. So he will be able to. He could even nab some bases for you stealing if you could get the proper jump. Because 76 speed, 73 stealing, that is good enough. That is good enough to take bases for sure. But again, the defensive liability is strong there. That's why he's not higher. But that number 4 is not bad. Number 3 on the market. I don't currently have him in my binder because he is auctionable. And I used to play with him. You'll take a look at his stats in a second. Joe Torre is number 3. Again, another offensively focused catcher. Somebody I've used for, 100 at-bats, hit 390 for me. Now, maybe not as much pop, much homer as it kind of says because homers aren't that frequent this year. 1 every 30 at-bats or so. But again, a good offensive catcher. Vision's high, contact's high. He's got power, so the ball will move fast, but it doesn't matter as much this year. And very average defensively with not that fast on the base pass too. So, good all around. That's why I put him at number 3. Number 2, I don't have anything to say about Joe. I like the way he swung. I like him and Kendall's swing and their ability to get the ball through the infield and over the infielders' heads in front of the outfielders. But sometimes you do I have lined out with them both, just like every other card. Next up it is a XP reward collectible for number 2, and you are right here, Johnny Bench. So Johnny Bench, the thing with Johnny Bench, he's number 2 on my list, and he's a great card. Amazing defensive stud. Got some pop versus lefties. Not the greatest contact vision. Maybe not for this meta. He's great, but phenomenal defense. But the problem is you're not going to take him for a long time, and I don't know if he'll ever play in your squad because you're going to go Clayton, Nolan, Hoffman in this pack. you're going to go Ichiro, and then even somebody like Kiner here is probably better to take than bench. And Giambi's a great bench bet. So bench is tough. You're not going to see him too much outside of like Battle Royale because there's so many better choices. But I have seen him a couple times, played against him a little bit. But like I said, defensive stud, offense not as good. But that's kind of why I got him number 2 because, you know, the offense is a little bit lacking. So I can even see the personal choice to go somebody more offensive focused like Kendall or Tori over him. But again, I don't think it's worth taking him out of this pack for a while until you get your pitchers and maybe some Ichiro in there. But Johnny Bench, solid, just missing a couple contact points. Maybe he'll get a signature down the road and be even better and even closer to this one. I mean, this one's number 1. The number 1 guy, number 1 with a bullet. It's insane. Collection, live series. This is an endgame catcher. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ivan Rodriguez. 99 arm strength. Like, the fielding's great. He's fast. He's got Kendall's speed just about. And he gets great contact, power, and vision. Like, this is everything you want from a catcher. Obviously, you know, the power could be higher or whatever, but whew. Damn. Look at those stats. Yeah. I think I only used them in BR. Yeah, I guess I didn't hit that well from in BR. I think I ended up chasing balls in BR when I got a good player like that. So overall, get Mr. Ivan if you can. But that's the top 10. I'll go through it. We'll go through some, what's the word I'm looking for? Close ones. Number 10 was Carter. Number 9, Real Muto. Kyle Schwarber, Benito Santiago, Mike Piazza, Lucroy, Kendall, Tori, Bench, Rodriguez were the top 10. Some close guys that I want you guys to look at. I mean, there's some studs here if you're, depending on where you're at. Like on All-Star, I think Gary Sanchez is great. If you're playing on All-Star and you're making your way up through the ranks, get yourself a Gary Sanchez and you'll just be super happy. His blocking's low, but I haven't really noticed the difference when I used him. Speed's slow, but man, high power, high arm strength. He was a god last year. He's good this year in All-Star. Once you get to Hall of Fame, he'll be a lot less usable. But I think still pretty solid for you. Another one you want to look at, obviously Posey. More of a defensive player. Not the greatest arm, but he's good on blocking. Contact's nice. Vision is nice. So a good, nice card. He's right in there for number 11. I think I might have put Posey. Posey or McCann. McCann would have been number 11. McCann's a solid card. Little like arm strength, blocking are you know, right kind of middle of the road. Great contact versus righty, power versus righties, okay, and vision. So good contact vision player, but maybe not as glitchy as I like to see it. So it's there, but not like there for me. You know what I mean? He doesn't stand out, and he's not as well balanced as like the Piazzas. So McCann, him and Posey would have been in there for number 11, 12, those two. Otherwise, Grandal's nice, low arm strength. Not anything wonderful though. So he's kind of a skip for me. I would rather go with like Sanchez or a couple of the other ones rather than Grandal because I don't love the arm at all. Contreras, I'd probably take Contreras over him too because of the arm strength. Blocking solid, low hitting stats though. Another decent one to look at. Ramos, good contact, okay vision, okay defense, but slow as shit. So another one that's decent to look at, but not overall that good. And then, yeah, those are the ones I kind of want to look at besides for the other ones. Molina. Good blocking, bad arm. Good vision. Not the greatest anything else. So that's it for the list. Let me know, how do you think I rated them? How do you think I did? Ivan Rodriguez is clear by far away the number 1. Number 1 with a gun. And that's it for the best catchers in MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.